Hello and welcome. Today I have a message for you. So I am so happy you decided to join me today. So let's get right into the topic. Now, this message for you might be a reminder, or it might just be something new that you didn't even realize you needed to hear. So, complaining is dangerous. And if I look over here, honey, I have my notes. So, why is complaining dangerous? Well, in the Bible, it does show us through the story of the Israelites how complaining is not pleasing to God, and how if we continue in a route of constantly complaining and nagging, we can suffer consequences for that, just like the Israelites did. So if you don't know, you're not familiar with the story of the Israelites, basically the Israelites were God's people and they were slaves in Egypt. Okay, these chosen people of God, they started to cry out to God, and God sent Moses to basically tell Pharaoh, like to free his people. So Moses tells Pharaoh, like, hey, you got to free them. If you don't, plagues are coming. So finally towards the last plague, Pharaoh's like, okay, you know what? They can go. Just get them out of here. You know what I mean? And so they get into the wilderness, they're crossing the wilderness, and they're in the desert, and it's not fun crossing the desert, right? It's hot, they have to camp out, and they're tired of walking, and they start to get in a place of nagging and complaining. And this whole time, God is providing for them food, water, everything they need. And God promised them that he was gonna, as they got out of Egypt, God is taking them, right? Leading, Moses is leading them to their promised land. And instead of staying focused on that, instead of, they get to experience all these miracles, right, that God is showing them, and they're experiencing it, and they're ungrateful. They're in a place where they're just, they're humans. They were going by the flesh. You know what I mean? It even got to the point where they started to regret leaving Egypt, and they were starting to basically wish that they had just stayed in Egypt, So that doesn't make God very happy. They start, to experience consequences now, okay? Because God is just seeing that their heart is in a place of ungratefulness. They're not being appreciative. And we never want to be in a place where we forget what God has done already. If you have a home right now, but maybe it's not the home that you desire. If you have a car right now and it's not the car you want, but at least you have a car, at least you have a home. And you show you're grateful by the way you take care of the things God has given you already, even if it's not things that you actually want yet. And when God sees that you can be able to be faithful with the little, and you can take care of what he has given you now, you're being a good steward of what he's letting you, use right now and have. He's going to want to give you those things that you desire, that house, that dream house, that vehicle. But if he sees that you can't even take care of the little things, he doesn't want you to get that house, that, dream car you want, if you can't even take care of what you have, because he's going to be like, you know what? You're not going to take care of what if I give you your dream car. You're going to get tired of it, and then you're going to start complaining and want a new one. Another one. And so he knows our heart. You know what I mean? He knows our heart, and he knows as a loving parent what is good for you and what is not good. So if you want to attract the blessings, you want to get in a place where you are grateful, okay? Where you are grateful, because when you are grateful, you attract all those blessings. That's just what happens, okay? If you're sowing seeds, there's a law, right? What you sow, you will reap. And so if you're sowing seeds of complaining, ungratitude, your garden is not going to look really good, okay? But if you're sowing seeds where you're in a place of being grateful, thankful for what you have, your garden is going to bloom. You're going to start to see those blessings come. And so trust and believe in God that he's going to take you to your promised land. Whatever promise he has made for you, it's going to happen. It's going to come to pass when he knows you are ready. Because just like the Israelites, it was supposed to take them 11 days, guys, right? If you know, 11 days. Instead, it took them 40 years, okay? 40 years, that's crazy. Like, could have just been 11 days. So they were wandering in the desert for 40 years, and that obviously is not fun, right? Some of the plagues, because of one of their consequences, was that they started to experience poisonous snakes because God obviously was not pleased by their behavior. So he sent out poisonous snakes. So right there is a perfect example. God will give you a consequence for, your complaining, your nagging, your ungratefulness, right? When your heart gets in that place of ungratefulness, there's going to be a consequence. And I don't know about you, but I do not want to experience God's wrath. So, you know what I mean? So let's stay in a place of gratitude, gratefulness, be thankful, okay, I have a home. Let me take care of the home. Maybe you don't like your job, right? Hey, at least you have a job. We all have something to be thankful for. So this is your reminder to be grateful. And if you don't want to experience God's wrath, because even if you don't believe in God, God has laws. Okay? You sow what you reap. That's just what happens. Okay? Some people call it karma. It's just the law that God has. It's God. Okay? So whatever you believe, just remember to stay in a place of gratefulness, okay? As a child of God, we want to stay in a place of being grateful to God because He is amazing. He is good, and He's a loving parent who loves you so much, and He wants to give you the best, just like the Israelites, right? He wants to take you to your promised land, but you have to trust Him and remain humble, remain grateful, okay? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this message. I hope it was helpful for you. And I'll see you hopefully in my next upload, okay, friend? So take care of yourself. Make sure that you are spending time with God. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.